We live with the Queen City Classic recap show. I'm the host, Smitty. Today is March the 29th, and we got Ronald here. What's up, Ronaldo?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Pretty good. I had a long afternoon of meal prepping and watching disc golf.
I watched disc golf and bowling all afternoon. So let's talk about Charlotte.
Even though your guy got booted?
I still watch the show. Yeah.
All right. You're more of a fan than me. All right. Well, here we go. It was a tournament, that's for sure. A fun one. I think the Queen City Classic becomes a mainstay on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I mean, Charlotte's one of those disc golf cities, right? It's one of the ones where it probably deserves to be on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, maybe even a couple times a year. So this was a good one, classic course, good event. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Well, I know you didn't watch any of it, but I caught the last about 5 holes of the ladies. And somehow, when it was all said and done, a gal that saw very little coverage, Jessica, formerly Weiss, now Girthy, made a banger of a putt on 18 to win. So she hadn't won, Ronnie, since 2018 on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Now, I know you don't want to talk about ladies, so let's talk about her last win. The 2018 Ledgestone Open. I bet you can name a higher percentage of the ladies in the top 5 than you can men in the top 10.
From the 2018 Ledgestone?
From the 2018 Ledgestone Open.
That's a fun game.
All right, go ladies first. You know she won.
Paige Pierce.
You got it. She got 5th.
Katrina Allen.
She got 4th.
How far? Let's see. How far are we going back here? Oh my God. Chick that won Worlds.
Well, they both did.
Val Jenkins?
Nope.
I think it was too soon for Val.
No, she'd been in her prime then. I don't know if these chicks won Worlds that year. They are 4 of the 5 ladies are world champions.
Was Kristen on the scene yet?
Nope. One of them stands upside down when she throws.
Yeah, and I can't think of her name. That's how removed I am from women's disc golf right now.
Sarah Hokum got second.
Gosh, I just want to call her Ron Converse. She's the female Ron Converse.
And the other one is also world champion. Little bitty thing.
Not Owen Scoggins.
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't even think Owen was on the scene in 2018.
Well, was it like in between, right? She came on and then she was gone for a long time, and then I think that was before she got back into the sport. Yeah. I have no idea. You've got me.
Ties to Kansas.
Ties to Kansas?
Lived in Kansas.
Now I really don't know.
Her dad is a very important member of the Professional Association.
The other page.
Yeah.
Ties. Yeah, ties to. I mean, loose ties to Kansas, but we'll.
Hey, I'll take it. All right, let's see, dudes.
2018 dudes. Rick Paul.
Strike 1, but you got Ricky.
Really?
Paul was there, but he wasn't in the top 10.
Okay. Well, I know Anton won it, but I think he won it a couple years before that, so I'm not going to say him.
I would not say him.
Matt Oram.
No, sir. Not on there.
Man, I'm usually good at these games. You're making me look bad today. How about Big Jern?
About Big Nope.
Oh my gosh. What was this event?
Let's
Um, what
there's
was it?
1, 2. You got Rick. 3, 4. I think you should get, and 1 maybe. The rest you have no shot. You need some hints?
I do. Good grief.
Okay. Here's a hint. Don't take it.
I'll take that hint. How about Bradley Williams?
Nope. You don't want that hint. Let's see. Here's a hint. There are there's a world champion.
James Conrad.
Yep. And there's let's see, not counting James, 1, 2, 3 major champions.
Bryn Starr.
Brinster's not one of them.
Nate Sexton.
He won it. He got first. That's how long ago this was.
Wow.
Who I like. Another major champion on that list.
I was going to say Dickerson, but Dickerson wasn't really. Dickerson? That must have been like when he first went out on tour.
Yep. Well, he probably just drove to Ledgestone from Tennessee.
Yeah, this is a really tough one.
I know. Impossible. Here's the ones I thought you would get. Calvin.
Yeah, you forget that Heinberg's been out there that long.
He got 10th. Well, it may have been one of his first real years. Ricky, who you said got 8th. Dickerson and Sexton were the other major champions. Okay, I thought you might get KJ USA. He was on a run at that time.
Didn't realize he's really been out there that long either.
Yeah, he got 5th that year. And then a bunch of dudes that you would have never got.
Well, I thought about Girthy.
Girthy's on there.
I thought about Girthy.
6th place.
So he was kind of running. He was kind of heydaying it right about then. It's a big golf course, right? So, I don't think Nate Doss. I don't think Nate Doss.
Mm-hmm.
Doss's kind of heyday was over maybe 2 or 3 years before that. I don't know. Yeah.
How about 3rd place, a guy you never would have got, Cameron Colglazer.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Matty O all the time. Yep. He and Matty O were like buds.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that was skipping him off of the water, the lefty, Reed Viscara.
Oh wow, that guy! Yeah, I haven't seen that guy on tour in forever.
Yeah, that hole down the stretch, that little over the cove, he would skip it off the water, so they put the hay bales there. This one you never would have got. AJ Risley.
Yeah, that guy. There was a couple of years where that guy was really good.
He's still on tour.
An injury that kind of
it was. He like lost his
injury
grip or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, I know all about how devastating that can be. But yeah, people forget AJ Risley wasn't always just a Disc Golf Pro Tour camera guy.
How about this guy? Bobby Music.
Oh wow. Well, that's legend right there.
And one that I thought maybe there might be an outside chance. Use a little turtle as his mini.
Oh, the only other person I had thought about was Rico. I thought maybe that was kind of towards the end of Rico being good on tour, but that was one of the person I had.
Michael Johansson.
Okay. Wow, MJ.
Yeah. So there's your list.
That's crazy. Sarah Hokum, I knew. I just couldn't. For the life of me, I was brain farting on her name. But
yeah.
But wow, that's quite a top 10.
Yeah, I thought that'd be kind of fun since I knew you wouldn't want to talk about women's disc golf much. but I knew you'd get all the women and none of the men. So I had to look and see who won when they said that she won the 2018 Ledgestone was her last event.
Yeah, that's
pretty crazy.
Some of those names you forget about. Reef Girl was really good for a minute,
Yeah.
Really good.
So, Ronnie, the ladies' course, though you didn't see much of it, was much shorter, much easier than the men's course, except for hole 18, which they played the exact same hole with one extra stroke. They called it a par 5 for the ladies. And coming into 18, all of these chicks had a chance to win. They were all right there. And girthy. And look at Owen Scoggins there, dude. I'm just going to say she's the best woman in the world right now. Number 1 rated in my heart.
Well, I mean, it's Scoggins and Hanley, and it's been a pretty large gap after that, I think.
And Holland had to share the lead and threw OB not once but twice, I do believe. And then Silva was one back, and she found a way to get a 6 as well. So Jessica, I mean, she obviously earned it by great play over 3 rounds, but as I think I told you, I said it's going to come down to the last hole, and it's going to be the one that doesn't throw out of bounds that wins. And there we go.
And she was already, her number was already posted, right?
She was chase card.
Yeah.
So she had about a 38 foot putt maybe on 18 with death behind it. And she just lofted up the softest putt you've ever seen and put it in left side. And then what was pretty cool is they had her on the camera. Well, they showed who was it? They showed there's somebody on here who had a chance to beat her that fell out of it, I think. Anyhow, Kat Murch was tied with these gals too. She had a chance to tie her and go to a playoff, and they showed Jessica as Kat's disc went flying past the green and out of bounds, and she just basically collapsed. She looked like an MMA fighter who'd been punched in the face. By the way, did you see that gal?
No.
Oh my gosh, dude. You gotta go check that out when we get done. She got knocked loopy, punched again, and choked out. She looked like she was dead on the mat. Yeah, yesterday.
This is last night's event?
Yeah. Yep. It was pretty crazy.
As soon as we're done here.
Yeah, it's worth it. All right. Where are these gals at? They've been practicing their putts all winter. We saw videos of them.
It's a long tour with a lot of breaks. I think my guess is they probably got to be a little more strategic with it now without having an event every week. Like you'd think that the gaps in between is making it where they want to, instead of being able to go and come back several times, maybe they're just going to wait till the schedule's a little better and do it then.
Wrong. They were here. They got smoked.
Were they?
Yeah, got smoked. We saw these.
They didn't play the first 2 events, right?
Huh?
They didn't play the first 2 events.
No. This is their first one.
Okay.
And just about everybody's here because the next event is the
we got a major
Players,
in 2 weeks.
Players Championship or Players Cup, whatever they call it. But we saw these videos of Evelina banging putts, and it's a little bit different when you're live, and it really counts.
I mean, look, they're good. They'll be all right.
Yeah,
I have a feeling those 2 girls are going to be okay.
Yes, yeah, they'll be in the mix at some point. Okay, here we go.
There's one storyline.
The dude's a bad man.
It was just one storyline, in my opinion, man. It's it got a little closer at the end than it looks closer at the end than what it really was, but this thing was over early yesterday.
Well, it was definitely over after the first 2 holes. I felt like today. I mean, let's say you come out and Gannon screws up hole 1 and Evan somehow parks it, which Evan threw a really good shot on hole 1. And rolled out. But let's say tides are turned and Evan grabs one on him there. But it's not the way it shook out. And after 2 holes, I mean, Gannon absolutely filleted that second hole. That was a ridiculous drive with no effort whatsoever. 486 feet, part job. And the rest of them struggled. And then hole 3, he throws that flick. And Big Germ's pretty sure it was going to come back in. I say no possible way. That thing Anheuser skipped and was headed out of bounds, was going to kill a spectator. And we saw what happened on the very next throw. Evan did the same thing, and his stayed out of bounds. But, you know.
However, I agreed with Germ. I think it was absolutely going to get back to Heiser and be 11 miles down there.
Well, maybe.
If the spectators could have got out of the way.
Yeah. But, I mean, just that whole thing could have played out a little bit different. Do I still think Gannon would have won? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. The dude's the GOAT.
He's the best thrower of the disc. He's the best putter. He's the luckiest, and he's the most clutch. All that stuff that happened at the end today. Let's not forget every other time we've ever seen him when it mattered.
I can't call him the most clutch. We've only seen one clutch putt in his entire life. 2. He made one, missed one. The putt he made in New Orleans was clutch from 20 feet. That's the only – well, I guess think back to his first USDGC. He threw a pretty clutch up shot on that to win it. But I can't call him the most clutch yet. I think is he? Likely if we get to that point. But
well, I'm just saying, like, every time – it maybe not clutch by like the last putt or something like that, but every time you watch him, think, oh, this is where he's gonna let the door in for everybody right back in the door. No, he just shuts the door down. He makes a 45-footer, he makes an 80-footer, whatever he does. He's the best at every phase of the game, and he's also pretty fortunate. That is a combination of skills and attributes that is going to be extremely difficult for anybody else to win.
That's true.
Yeah, that was a huge one.
That was a monster. It was the same one Paul made, basically.
Yeah. So, I mean, and like this year, he played really average for a day and a half in Florida. Still scared Ricky. Ricky still had to throw an incredible up and down to win that tournament. So Gannon finishes second, and then Gannon steals one from Ricky in New Orleans and blows the field away in Charlotte. So, you know, it's just there's not a whole lot more you can say. To some degree, it makes it a little bit boring because you know if he plays well, he's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
But
he's probably going to win next week with extra rounds.
Yeah, good luck beating him in a 4-round event. Would he lose 1 4-round event all year last year? So. But by the same token, it also makes you're watching history every time the kid plays. So it seems to be where we're headed as long as he stays healthy.
Mm-hmm. And Big Germ, I think, said it best. He said, "This dude isn't a wood specialist. He's not a golf course specialist. He's a disc golf specialist. He's going to win on everything." And Rick gets a lot of credit for being the best scrambler. That's because Rick puts himself in a lot of crappy spots. Gannon Buhr puts himself in some spots, and he just makes these ridiculous scramble shots look so ho-hum that the dude's a freak, man.
Yeah, I think he even alluded to it a little bit in his post-round interview where his goal is to play boring golf. Right? It might not always look super. It is flashy, but it doesn't necessarily always feel that way because he's just one, you expect it, and 2, he's just that good. Yeah, he's not there's guys that are there are guys that are out there that are wood specialists or they can only play on the big open courses. That kid could play on the moon and he's still going to win by 10 as long as we play enough rounds.
And I'm glad that 500-foot shots through the woods aren't flashy. They're just burring.
Yeah, they're burring. They're burring. There was a couple pretty flashy shots today. The one on 15 with that like tie-dyed fairway disc, whatever it is, a PD or whatever it is.
The whole card was amazing on that.
Yeah, they all four. Well, yeah, Turner missed one from the edge of the circle, but those four shots that that's what German and Brian were both saying is that's not a thing. Like we play all the time, that's not a thing.
Yep, pretty crazy. So, all right, let's take a look at the rest of the top 15 because I think the leaderboard is really interesting this week, and I think a lot of it has to do with the course and the state of disc golf, where these guys are all trying to catch this dang kid, Raven Newsom.
Yeah, imagine if we didn't have a Gannon Burr that was so much better than everybody else, where we'd be in disc golf. You have 6 or 7 other guys on this list that have never won a disc golf pro tour event.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard to win one as long as that dude's up there. If he's not shredding, it's probably going to be Rick or Isaac on that week, or Anthony. So it's going to be really hard to get one of these first new guys to win. But Raven Newsom, he's got 2 big fans. Well, 3 if you count his mom. 2 big fans in the world, you and Sean Ayton and his mom.
I do like the kid. I really like his game.
Yeah. Evan Smith, who battled back, dude. He had a pretty miserable start. Played some good disc golf. Jake Mon, who is an absolute unit. Did you see that picture of him palming a Frisbee?
Yeah, that dude's hands are enormous.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Harper Thompson, I think we saw him at maybe I'm confusing with that Leatherneck guy. Was Harper Thompson at Idlewild last year? Was he in the mix on that?
I didn't remember seeing him like that high. I know I've seen him on the down the list a little bit a few times, but never that high. Like real surprise there. I mean, I think look, kids are good.
Yeah, well, he's not a household name. Casey White, who we see on these kind of courses quite frequently.
Yep.
Joel frickin' Freeman.
The dude's just really good at disc golf, and especially when you have to throw low line drive lines, Freeman's going to have a something to say about it.
Yeah, he is good, and he's got both spins and a solid putt. Kyle Klein, there's what I would call after Evan, the first name that we recognize frequently. Joey Buckets, who you're right, is having a pretty quiet, stellar year. Austin Turner.
I mean, it took all the way getting down to Kyle Klein to get to another person who had won a disc golf pro tour event.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Joel Freeman had been there real close a couple times. Evan Smith's now had a couple of seconds, but like it's this wasn't Rick, Calvin, Beast. It wasn't that list. This was a bunch of guys that were really trying to make something happen. And Austin Turner in the last couple of years has really kind of turned the corner too. That he's not a superstar by any means, but that guy's a legitimate pro tour.
Yeah, he can throw it as good as anybody.
Yeah.
Vinny, Little Nick, Harry Chase, Soley, and Nathan Queen. So we got at least 2 lefties in that top 15, which there are a lot of left to right shots out here at Hornets Nest for sure. So yeah, I thought the course did a good job of leveling the field, and it's fun to watch. I really hope that it's a new mainstay on the Disc Golf Pro Tour for sure.
Yeah, I think having it like they were talking about as a spring event, really makes it good. And Charlotte is somewhere that needs at least one stop a year. And yeah, I love the golf course, and we see it happen a handful of times every year where one of these events where it's really in the woods all day long, and you get these really eclectic type leaderboards, and those are our opportunities where someone might jump up and win a pro tour event. But even with this one, it was the kid from Iowa just kind of beating the brakes off the field until the last couple holes.
Yeah, there was a great crowd there too. Charlotte has a lot of disc golfers. They kept calling it a mecca. So I think that's fun for the players, and it adds something to us as viewers on Disc Golf Network as well, just to see people out there. So yeah, it's definitely should remain on the tour. All right, here we go. The Survivor League. It came down to the very last hole, and this thing was almost over. I was really hoping it would be, but Vinny, look at all that red. Vinny found a way to get himself in the top 15. So we're down to Schaefer and Anson going into the Champs Cup. Let's see. We got a Wysocki. The only person they have in common is Gannon Burr. So
Gotta assume Anson is going to take Isaac Robinson on that golf course, isn't he?
well, they're playing New London.
New London, but I mean,
Yeah.
this was that was probably my biggest surprise of the whole weekend was how well Isaac Robinson didn't play.
Yeah, that was shocking, wasn't it?
In my, I'll throw my hand up in my other survivor that beat me because I had Isaac Robinson.
Well, I wish it would have been over so we could start fresh at the major, but hopefully I should make Jordan send me the picks this week since he's one of the only two alive.
It's probably a good idea for in the essence of fairness. That's probably a good idea.
Yes.
And what we need to do is not have these two guys go on for 6 or 8 weeks trading punches. Somebody end it next week. Let's get this thing over with. Some other guys want to play again.
Yeah, we all want back in. All right. Well, there's only one last thing to talk about, unfortunately. It's Loff and I and our team. And, well, we weren't that great.
We weren't that great. And I'll raise my hand as part of the problem. The sponsors pick was not great. So,
Well, you can't
even though
take
even though it was picked before I got it in,
Yes.
it would have been my pick. So I'll still take responsibility.
I'm so glad that you went with him and he ended up this way, because had you went another way and we took Luke, boy, you'd have been really laying it on me thick. But I didn't care for the Simon pick when we first took it, because Simon's either going to win or be in the top 30, maybe.
How much does my question with Simon? The reason I never take him in these is because I just always question, why is Simon there, right? Like, how motivated is he that week? Because it seems to really play a factor.
Yeah, but Loft came in big with Robert Burridge there at the end.
Certainly.
That was a good pick. Bob had a good weekend for him, and Clay Edwards was a good pick on my half for the taking the local guy.
The others weren't bad either.
Yakub, I think we could have spent our money a little bit better. We could have got somebody a little bit more dynamic. I think would have been doable. I don't know that he has a solid world-class forehand compared to some of the guys we probably could have stolen at this point, but it is what it is.
It's all for fun anyway.
We moved up somehow, though. We're up to 11th.
Okay.
So hopefully after this Players Championship, we can crack the top 10.
So I think Players Championship has 4 rounds, so there'll be a cut. So you have to factor that in. And I'm pretty sure this is one where it's the top person for the week gets a weekly prize. So Win Dummies podcast, I would love to see you guys make something happen here, and we can have a Texas Roadhouse on the fantasy league.
That'd be great. I have a sheet. I don't remember who is coming in for the Players Championship, but hopefully they do their homework, because I'm not going to.
Well, I would say
You'd say that's obvious.
Yeah, it seems obvious. Although I had the worst pick of the bunch, so can't put too much on you.
So anyhow, dude, I don't have much more to talk about in regards to the Queen City Classic. It was a fun event. It could have been more fun had Gannon Burr not put it to him so hard. And that dude killed the front nine all 3 rounds. But
He's just the best player. Like I said, to me, when we were talking about this, there was only one storyline. I mean, obviously, there's a couple players that kind of surprised you, and the leaderboard was cool because it was pretty eclectic. But it's all about Gannon Burr and what is he doing. So.
You know what we need to do? We need to get with the all the other disc golf pros, and we need to. One of them has to have a smoking hot sister, right? And
or brother. We don't know what Gannon's into, but whatever.
We just need to say, hey, look, we need to make disc golf a little bit more interesting.
Make disc golf great again. That's our
call your smoking hot sibling in, have him slide into Gannon's DMs, and then just go toxic on him for a couple of months and give us a chance to have some fun.
Yeah, I think we need to implement the Gannon Burr or the field scenario too, because now it's starting to get.
I'm taking Gannon Burr.
It's about where we're at. It's Gannon Burr.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Well, all right. I guess that's our recap. We done, boy.
All right, brother.
I'm glad we didn't have to change a tire right before the show.
Hey, man, got it in right when we're supposed to.
Yes, sir. All right, dude. Thanks, man.
Peace.